Taurus, welcome to your reading. Just a reminder of the way that I read energy, not gender. That means that anyone can show up as a king, queen, prince, princess, knight, page, emperor, empress. It has more to do with if you're in your masculine or feminine energy. We all have both. I'll read this as a love story. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a love story. This can pertain to friends, family, co-workers, business deals, real estate, politics, however it is that it resonates for you. Just enjoy it from that perspective. Because this is a general reading, the energy can be fluid, so just enjoy it. However it works for you, just get in where you fit in. If you're watching this on YouTube and this reading resonates for you, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And if you'd like to schedule a personal reading, you can do that at thislittlelighealing.com. So Taurus, it looks like you met somebody pretty special. And there is a lot of love here. A lot of emotion. A lot of just true caring for this person. This feels like a soulmate connection. It feels like you've known this person forever. And I think that despite how good this felt, you all are not together. And I think the reasons why will vary from person to person, but I do not get the sense that you all are together. Yeah, not together. So, but despite not being together, despite whatever it is that's happened here, this has been a very triggering sort of relationship or encounter. I don't even know if it was a relationship. Meeting. Something about this person triggered healing in you, Taurus. Healing from trauma. There's definitely healing from a sense of abandonment here that either needs to take place or has taken place here. But something about meeting this person it brought these traumas to the surface for you and gave you the strength to be able to begin to work on them. I think some of you began to work on them in the hopes that it would bring you together. That it would, that if you did whatever this emotional work is, that it would bring you back into union. Whatever the situation is, this encounter has inspired you to really invest in yourself, to work on yourself, to take time for yourself, to work on these issues of codependency. And I think a lot of you have gone through a rebirth sort of experience, or you're going to. Some of you have had a Kundalini Awakening. I'm not going to get into what all that is here. You can Google it, look it up. But if you know, you know. This connection is showing you the ways that you've sabotaged yourself in the past, the ways that you've been hurting yourself, the ways that you've been stealing from yourself, Taurus. And it's helping you heal that. It's helping you go from this lack mentality that you've had in the past. And I think for some of you, it hasn't even been a lack mentality that you've been conscious about. I think it's been a subconscious sort of energy that has sabotaged you. And you've gone from that type of energy into being very self-assured and very confident in your intuition, which has also helped you to become much more empathetic to others. So when I ask how Taurus is feeling, we get the Empress and the King of Wands. The Empress is literally you, Taurus. This is the court card for Taurus is the Empress. Male or female, we can all embody this energy, but the Empress attracts. The Empress attracts the things that she needs. She's very abundant. And abundant, it can mean money, but it doesn't necessarily mean money. It can just mean happy. It can be peace. It can be someone that just people want to be around, a very healing sort of energy. The Empress is the mother, very nurturing. And so we have you, Taurus, looking at this King of Wands energy. King of Wands is Leo energy. It's a very fixed type of energy. This is fiery, passionate, determined, probably a father, probably a leader, and male or female. It could be a mother too, but just a very strong, fixed, passionate type of person. And we're coming into this situation with you really sort of fixated on this fire sign. Taurus is a fixed sign. So is this fire sign, this Leo entity. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a Leo, but someone that embodies the energy of Leo. Just a leader, passionate, fiery. But we come into this reading with you being very fixated on this king. But then when I asked what the situation is, we've got the Emperor with the Knight of Swords. So this Emperor represents this same King of Wands, this guy over here. So this same fellow that you're fixed on, male, female, however it is that it works for you, is the Emperor over here. And he is fixated on somebody else, this King of Swords energy. Male, female, knights can be male, female, whoever it is, but it's probably an air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and probably somebody from their past, somebody that they've known, because the the Knight of Swords makes a return. So this same energy that you're fixated on is fixated on somebody else from their past. And what's difficult for you here, with the Ace of Cups and Justice and the Three of Swords. And I think this energy that we talked about before, this triggering of this healing, I think that you feel like you deserve to have won back the attention of this Emperor. And you poured a great deal of love into yourself and into the situation and to all of it, and yet you're still heartbroken. You're still in this Three of Swords energy, which is having a broken heart, not having what it is that your heart desires, and that's the obstacle for you right now. So when I ask what the energy for you to embrace, we actually got 4 cards that came out. The energy for you to embrace to overcome this energy is this strength and sun. This is so much Leo energy. So Taurus, I don't know who you're dealing with, but if they're not a Leo, they have Leo in their chart. But we have strength in the sun. The sun represents happiness. Strength and the sun together are the strength to be happy regardless. part of this lesson, part of what I'm seeing in the energies that came out prior to the tarot cards are this codependency. And codependency means that you can't really be happy without something in your life. So a lot of times we'll be in codependent relationships where we think, well, I can't be happy if I'm not with that person. If I'm not with them, I'll never be happy again. And in other situations, we become codependent on behaviors, on drinking, on drugs, on pornography, on promiscuity, on shopping, gambling, overeating, all these different ways that we can be codependent on things. And like I said, it looked like you've been working on a lot of those sorts of behaviors. And the way to truly overcome this obstacle is to realize that you have to have the strength to be happy on your own before something like this can come into your life. You can't have any of these codependent behaviors that are still holding on here. Your fear is that regardless of how enlightened you become or how much work you put into the situation, is that you're still going to be rejected and not get what you want out of the situation. And so I asked, okay, well, tell me more about that. And we get the Seven of Pentacles and the Chariot. The Seven of Pentacles is about patience, allowing things to develop. And the Chariot is about your life path, allowing things to play out. It's about surrender, it's about flow, it's about allowing. And Taurus, and I say this as a person that has a lot of Taurus energy in my chart, this is about patience. This is about the universe teaching you patience and teaching you that all these things that you've been working through, these lessons that you've been learning, these things that you've been healing in yourself, it's never been about another person. It's never been about this emperor. It's been about you. It's for you. It's not so you can have someone else. All that does is feed that codependent sort of mindset, that sort of dysfunction. The goal really is to realize that regardless of any person, any behavior, anything, that you really can make the choice every day to be happy. You really can choose happy. Happy is a choice, and we get to choose it. No one can take it away. When you put your happiness, when you say, well, I can't be happy without that person, or unless I live here, or drive this car, or whatever it is, those are all codependent mindsets that are detrimental to us, that keep us from being happy. No thing, no person, no situation can make us happy. All of those things can be taken away. People can be taken from us. Belongings can be taken from us. Situations can change. And we really do have to find the strength to be happy within ourselves, so that if any of those things are taken from us, it never takes our happy. And that as you become more patient, as you allow life, to sort of do its thing and just enjoy the ride, that's going to happen for you. That you're going to find that you have the strength to be happy. And the more you do that, the more the things that you really want are going to come to you, Taurus. Stubborn. I'm talking to me too when I say stubborn. So let's get a closing card for you to close this reading. Yeah, it looks like whatever your plan was for this situation, however you thought things were going to go, you have had a lot of success so far here. And I think that you're kind of waiting for the reward. And I think the universe wants you to realize, like, you've already got the reward. The reward really is, your own peace, or the peace that you're developing, the peace that you found, getting out of old cycles of thinking the way that you used to do things. I think that if you pay attention, that you'll realize that you're doing things very differently these days, that you're healthier. emotionally healthier. That you're finding that no matter where you are, you know, you're home. That it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter which tribe, it doesn't matter who you're with. That really, at the end of the day, your happiness can only be sourced in yourself. And it's not contingent on anything that's outside of you. Higher power. I know if I get too close, it doesn't let you see that. Higher power is just really about your connection to spirit, your connection to source, your connection to God. Let's get another card for you. That's really where your true happiness is is going to come from, truth be told. That our true happiness is always going to come more than anything from our relationship with God and how we relate to Him, how we relate to Source. When we put our trust in Him for all things. You know, I'll tell you, and this is going to make me cry. I used to pray for the things that I wanted very specifically. And sometimes I would get those things, and it turned out I didn't want that at all. That was an awful thing, be it a person or, you know, situation or whatever it is. And now my prayer is always that when I pray, I tell my Heavenly Father that I want what you want for me. And I think that that's a very good prayer. So I hope that this was helpful for you, Taurus. I think if there's anything that you're going to take away from this is to look at this situation with a new set of eyes and see how far you've come and what blessings you've already received here. And to recognize that, you know, have you gotten to that place where you understand that your happiness always needs to come from within first. And then after you can check that box, it's time to start working on being patient. Sucks when you're a bull.